Hey y'all, this is Lacey with French in Spirit YouTube channel. Today I am in Auvergne. We will be exploring some of the landscapes of this unique volcanic mountain range. Then we'll go from town to town as I make my way towards Mont Dore. Then I'll finish the day by having my first taste of la truffade. Now I'm going to set my alarm for 4:30 in the morning, and I will see you at dawn on the top of the mountain. Here we go. And what do we see here but our famous friend One thing you should know about milk, for example, in France, is that it almost always comes in this pasteurized form. You can get it in the fresh form, but like everybody buys it like this, except if you go to the farm and you buy it direct, in which case it's not usually pasteurized.
You need to rehydrate.
It's been a long day. I'm gonna get ready for bed and get ready for my big hike in the morning. And I will see you bright and early on the trail. On the drive over, there was a deer that crossed the road, and I started driving really slowly because around us, I don't know around here, but there are a lot of boar that like to cross the road in the middle of the night or in the early morning. So much so that people joke around saying that they stand on the side of the road and wait for a car to pass to run in front. Even the local butcher at our market, he said that he counted 22 cases, and he knows because the local forest service, every time a car hits a boar, the local forest service calls him to come and get the carcass, and then he processes it and sells it. We bought some like boar pate the other day. It was really good. But he started having to refuse to take the carcasses because it's just too much. So I started going really slow. I was a little bit worried about boar. But anyway, I've arrived. The wind is howling. It's gonna be a cold walk to the summit. Here we go. The sun's just coming up. Ooh, that was a steep climb, huh? Lots of stairs. But totally worth it now. Sorry for the noise. It's super windy up here. So, part of the path is supposed to be closed, but some runners came by and said that they go that way all the time. It's not that bad. It's just really steep, so I'm gonna have to take it easy. Ooh, it is windy! So I'm on the top of one hill, and I'm going over to the top of the next volcano. Here we go.
I made it just in time for the sunrise. Huh. Wow, that is a gorgeous view. And can you imagine? They put on this show every day of the year. Incredible.
we're in the region of Auvergne, which is a volcanic mountain range in the central massif of France. A really beautiful region. This is actually my first time here, and I've really enjoyed visiting a bunch of museums. I've been working on this 3-part series, and I've been exploring some museums in the area, so take a look at the other videos that are a part of this series. I've been trying to understand kind of like the original French culture, you know, before Romans came, before they were kind of, you know, created into the nation that they are today. I wonder if there are not a lot of the regional differences that we see, whether that comes from the different regional peoples that lived here before the Romans came, if that makes sense. So check that out in my other videos. All right, now we are off for a drive through the mountains. I really want to get to Mont Dore this evening so that I can taste some of the lovely local cheeses and have a glimpse at some of the villages that seem really cute along the way. Here we go. So I was just driving to this ski station when I found the most incredible little town. Look at this, I'm gonna stop for lunch. I am a total sucker for these old signs that are kind of worn. This really looks like one of those places that has been on the tourist trail for a really long time, and it's just perfectly preserved. I'm loving it so much. So I was just looking myself at what the Massif Central is, because again, I've never been here before, but I thought it might be interesting to learn a little bit about the geology. So it turns out that it's this big highland area. So about 60 million years ago, when the Alps were forming, the movement of the Earth's plate allowed cracks to appear in this region of France, and magma was able to rise through to the surface, creating these stretches of volcanoes. The last time that any volcanic activity actually happened in the area was quite a long time ago. It says 7,000 years ago. And although the volcanoes aren't erupting anymore, we do see these big round hills with craters on the top. The rivers in between have carved deep valleys and gorges, which are really beautiful to explore in the spring and summertime. There are lots of hot springs. It's actually not that far from Vichy as well, which is really well known for its thermal hot springs, as well as being the seat of government during German-occupied France, so like on the Nazi supporter side. Yeah, if that's something you're interested in, this could be a good place to go for your next thermal spa retreat. So what's interesting is that in this region they call the volcanoes Puys, P-U-Y-S. Some of them are really tall. I'm actually super surprised to see how large the mountains are in this area. I was not expecting that at all. And there are ski stations and slopes as well. For this evening, I have a reservation at this restaurant where they serve boîte chaude, which is traditional from Mont Dore, which is the town that we're in. Excited to see what they have to offer, and it's always very tasty, very filling. But
It's gonna be good. Bonsoir. I'd really like to check out one day Chaude Aiguille. It's a hot springs in the same region with some naturally occurring. It's a hot springs in the region that has water that gets really hot, like up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, naturally on the surface of the earth. Well, if that's something you're interested in, I would love to take a trip there. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. It's also one of the least populated areas in France, so if you're looking for a place to go or spend time to where the housing prices are not as expensive as in Paris, this should be on the top of your list. It's really beautiful here, and you're not going to see many people, that's for sure, but you will get to know locals and you can get to know the people in your town, see beautiful sights for a really affordable price. Maybe some local wine. They have a very large wine list here. Well, wine lists can be intimidating, but it's always good to ask for advice for, whatever you're eating and what they recommend. They're usually going to give you pretty good advice, so I would ask. And be open to trying new things, huh? À la vôtre. Very dry. But with some fruity berry notes up front. And then it kind of gets into that rich, dark cherry, tannin kind of aftertaste. And then drying finish. But I like dark, dry wines, so. But this one's nice, it's well balanced. This is a truffade. Lots of cheese, potatoes, a little bit of onions. It's kind of a similar idea to the raclette, if you've ever heard of it. Raclette is like melted cheese, but over, it used to be over the fire, or next to the fire. And they scrape off bits of it as the cheese melts, the part that's closest to the fire, obviously. This is in a very hot dish, and so it melts all of the cheese. Very nice. I think I preferred this to raclette, actually. It has a more interesting taste than raclette. Raclette, I find, is a little bit flat. I don't know, not very interesting flavors. This one, as it's cooling down, is really, you taste a little bit more of the herbalness in the cheese. Very yummy. Plus, it's served with dried ham, like prosciutto, kind of. They call it jambon cru. Salty, that one. I like jambon cru, but a lot of people, some people don't. Really, the crunchy bits of this are really to die for. Santé. C'est super. J'adore la truffade. I hope you liked this episode of me exploring Auvergne. It's part of a 3-part series. If you haven't been following from the beginning, I recommend that you start over. Take a look at the other episodes. I think you'll like them. And until next time, cheers, santé.